Here we go then, the top drivers in Junior Max battle it out for the win in the A final. Freddie Ingram lines up exactly where you want to be, on pole position. Alongside him on the front row is Timo Youngling. Row 2 sees Jessica White and Alexander Savinkov, and then Jacob Dukes and Zach Heslop are there on row 3. Row 4 sees Lizzie Mentia. She's been quick throughout the day. Let's see what she can do here in the final. Alongside her is Luca Magni, then Devin Nolan and Joshua Turnbull round out the top 10. They're followed by Lord Farquhar and Mitchell Mulvey. Oliver Smith and Cameron Nelson are there on row 7, followed by Michael Dalton and George Allen. Then it's Alfie Richards and Archie Lyons. And rounding out the top 20 is Rachel Robertson and William Webb. Following them, Callum Gosh and Lee Hurst Grover. Then it's Jack Gillingham and Jonas Klimas. James Waring and Callum Foster are there on row 13. Then it's Finley Hayes and Hamish Forrest. Then Harry Bloor and Maisie Creed. And then finalising our grid of 34 karts for this one are, of course, the 4 from the B final. Omar Cindy, Jugas Pravalonas, Alfie Thompson and Charlie Neve. So here we go then, 34 karts on the grid for this one, absolutely bumper grid, and 4 coming up from the B final, wanting to show their worth as well.
Yeah, it's sort of a big occasion for them. They've got the most racing than anybody else has so far today, haven't they? And that could either work into their favour, they could be really tired, or they could still be nice and fresh and warmed up for this A final.
The ideal thing to do is to get in the B final, win the B final, then get into the A final, win the A final.
That'd be delightful, wouldn't it? What a weekend that would be. Bang for your buck, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Timo Youngling will be quite happy with where he sits right now, not having to be in the A final. Freddie Ingram, though, absolutely guns it, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's a false start, but it looks like we are running. So Freddie Ingram with an absolute mega start there. I don't think they're very keen, the organisers, to throw out the false starts anytime soon. Timo Youngling is still in second place, but everybody else is queuing up to try and get into fifth by the looks of it.
Oh, a bit of contact in the mid-pack there up at Christmas Corner. Someone just getting closed off at the apex. We're all managing to continue down towards Ashby, as you say. Freddie Ingram with a monster of a start. Already leads by a few tenths of a second now as there's drivers going side by side on the exit of Ashby, just finding those outside wheels onto the green stuff as he's turned round. Bit of contact, more contact, they're spinning down into Oceans. All the drivers missing them just about. Oh my goodness, all taking aboard the action, and thank goodness no other drivers collecting them. Was that the 53? It was, of Oliver Smith.
Oh, tell you what, that's a terrifying position to be in. I've been facing the wrong way plenty of times. There's more spinners on the outside of the boot. Penultimate corner. Not sure who that was. Oliver Smith, Mitchell Murphy, and Devin Nolan, I think, are the 3 drivers that have been stricken on that opening lap. So I'm guessing Devin Nolan was the driver who ended up on the outside of the boot. So let's reset, have a look what's going on. Freddie Ingram is in the lead of this race. Timo Youngling is in second. Savinkov is in the number 16, which I think is still in third place. Yes, there he is. Confirmation of that. The top 3 got a little bit of a gap between themselves and Jessica White, Jacob Dukes, Mentia, and Mac McFarquhar as well.
Don't get it wrong again.
I didn't. I promise.
I'm only joking.
I promise I won't. But yeah, there's 3 pulling away here. Fastest lap for Savinkov. I think maybe he's probably going to be eyeing up a move on Timo Youngling, but not into Christmas Corner at that time. Pound. Bumper grid here, but it doesn't seem, there seems to be a bit of a spread in terms of overall pace as we see them all going through shop there. I wouldn't be surprised if more drivers ended up getting into the rhythm of this one, start putting in some fast laps amongst the midfield, trying to catch up to other packs just ahead of them. Omar Cindy, who won that B final as well, he's up to 23rd position. Impressive, considering started all the way down in 31st. So, 8 positions gained on the opening couple of laps there for Omar.
That is an impressive start. Oh dear, 54 out of the race already.
To be fair, that was one of the drivers I think was ended up on the outside of the penultimate corner.
Devin Nolan it was, yeah. Recovers back to the pit lane, but sadly out of this race. Jacob Dukes with the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, 46.72 for him. 10th of a second quicker than your leader, Freddie Ingram. And they're all very much still there. There goes the move, though, for the lead. Timo Youngling goes for it down the inside, takes the lead away from Freddie Ingram. And Alexander Savinkov is right there with him as well. As a bit of contact, nearly a spin there for Freddie Ingram round the outside, tries Alexander, but no, gets forced out wide, and here comes Jacob Jukes. Might try and steal away third place, going to get forced out wide and has to stay in fourth for now, but now becoming a battle of 5 with Timo Youngling, Freddie Ingram, Alexander Savinkov, Jacob Jukes and Jessica White.
Lizzie Mentier just gets the fastest lap of the race as well, so it could well become a 6-way battle for the race lead. But Youngling doing everything he needed to there. He had every right in staying in on that apex of the penultimate corner and holding the other two up. It was up to them to try and sort themselves out. And, well, Youngling played it down to a T, didn't he? Loved it, but he's not got a massive gap between himself and second place.
No, really doesn't. I think these guys are just going to continue battling. It's going to draw more and more people into this battle. As you were saying, Lizzie Mentier isn't far off. Now has the fastest lap of the race. Matt McFarquhar and Michael Dalton are really close as well. This could become an 8-kart battle within a click of a fingers here, and still 8 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and I noticed you clicking your fingers there, so you were hoping that it was going to happen, weren't you? The magic of the click of the fingers. There's Timo Youngling going defensive, and it's around the outside. Freddie Ingram. We see Macaulay Bishop try it. Macaulay Bishop failed, but Freddie Ingram succeeded. Really good move into the lead of this race, and they're bullying each other to try and get into third to be the best of the rest and take advantage of the fact that Youngling may be a little bit slower than he was suggesting earlier in the day. The 169 of Freddie Ingram wanting to make sure he's still in the battle as far up as possible. Well, what a move there by our new race leader, which of course Freddie Ingram. My apologies, I think I was talking about someone else earlier.
Yeah, it was Alexander Savinkov, I think you were talking about. Yeah, he had lost the position to Jacob Jukes and immediately sent it back down the inside, retook that third place, but indeed it is Freddie Ingram now leading the way. Timo Youngling right behind there in the wheel tracks. Is he going to move over to defend here, Freddie Ingram? He does at the last moment of asking, but he definitely does. And there was a move in the background from Jessica White. She moves her way up into fourth place, steals that away from Jacob Jukes. And what we were saying earlier about it becoming a huge, long battle is exactly what it has become. 8 karts now involved. The leaders, side by side, moves over to defend. Actually opens up the opportunity for Alexander. He goes through. Through goes Jessica White. Makes a bit of contact there, but just about holds on to P3.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to get turned around, but Jessica White holds on to it. Youngling wanted to go over the racing line, didn't actually get away with it, and launched himself up the inside in the boot on Jessica White, who cascades and makes a bit of a domino effect of some contact going on behind, and that's the 150 of Lizzie Mentier, who of course got a very quick couple of laps in earlier in the day, as well as this one in this final actually, but the top two somewhat pulling away to fight it out amongst themselves. But you know, John, that as soon as they do make one small move on each other, this whole train is going to be back with them.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, there's the move for the lead. Down the inside goes Alexander Savinkov, and he takes it away from Freddie Ingram. Brilliant move, but Freddie Ingram tries to back down the inside. Bit of contact there, nearly finding the grass on the outside for Alexander. Just about holds it together, but more contact through Ogiers. Gets forced out wide. Through goes Timo Youngling, and through goes Jessica White as well. So Alexander finds himself down into fourth now as he's forced out wide. Freddie Ingram retakes the lead, but was a little bit pushy, I think, to say the least, on that one.
Well, what we can say, though, is the Junior Max A final. They're saving the best till last, aren't they? This is absolutely incredible for the end of the day here at Whilton Mill Kart Club. And, I'm glad we
second last, right?
Well, second last,
yeah,
I know.
okay.
But, I mean, it's still towards the end of the day, isn't it? Lizzie Mentier, very close to being overtaken by the driver that's just behind. I want to say it's the 165, but there is no 165.
No, I think it's Alexander. Yeah, it's Alexander Savinkov just behind. Then there's Michael Dalton on the 42, then the 34 of Jacob Jukes, and then the 87 of Matt McFarquhar.
It is indeed. So Timo Youngling is leading the way now, isn't he? I'm pretty sure.
No, still Freddie Ingram. He's just got a bit of a gap.
My apologies.
Yep.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, in the camera shot. I just got completely mixed up there with all that hectic battling for about the third position. Lizzie Mentier with the fastest lap of the race so far. So Freddie Ingram's now got about a second gap. Jessica White piling a load of pressure onto the back of Timo Youngling, but actually is feeling the pressure herself as goes through Lizzie Mentier.
Indeed, great move from Lizzie Mentier, up into the top 3 now. She's been extremely fast, and I'm getting reports in my ear that light bits of rain are occurring out on circuit now. This could throw a spanner in the works, couldn't it? Look at that. Charlie Neve has set the fastest lap of the race. Okay, he's in 30th, but what a lap from Charlie Neve up from the B final into the 45s, and the only driver to do so. But if there are spits of rain out on circuit, this could prove very interesting, not only for the last bit of this race, but also for our Senior Max final, the A final, still to come. Do they have enough time to even change onto wet tyres now? If it gets that bad, do they try and brave it out on the dries? I've got no idea.
Well, that's what you pay your mechanic for, isn't it?
True.
Those those fast hands to be able to get the drills working. And I've actually just noticed that you said about Charlie Neves, there's more jumbling up here. Charlie Neves, I was having a look at the sort of back end of the field.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
How close it is. We saw it, you can see it in the background
yeah,
of some
right.
of these shots. How close it is from 21st down to 30th. Because I was thinking, how is Charlie Neves down in 30th? They must be really close. Genuinely, between 21st and 30th, they must be separated by about a second. It's incredibly close at the back end of this field.
17.8 to 19.9.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that we haven't really managed to watch it, to be honest, but that's because this battle has been so close as well. So, yeah, we need about a split screen or quadruple screen, don't we? But I wouldn't want to put that on the producers. Alpha Live, they do a brilliant job as it is. I'm not going to put that on them as well. 100 Timo Youngling is leading, and he goes defensive against the attack for 150. There goes the move, sending it from 4th to 3rd, but it didn't pay off for Savinkov.
Indeed, yeah. Has to stay in 4th for now. Now goes back down the inside and takes away 3rd place from Lizzie Mentier. This is all just giving Freddie Ingram a nice bit of breathing room at the front of the field. As now, actually, Timo Youngling has broken away from this little battle as well. Lizzie finding herself now in 4th. Alexander just ahead. It's Jacob Jukes just behind. Then behind them is Jessica White. So Jacob Jukes has overtaken Jessica. And then Matt McFarquhar and Michael Dalton are battling in the background as well.
Who isn't battling?
Yeah.
Well, actually, one person who isn't battling is Freddie Ingram.
Yeah, very true. He's already pulling away. Now 1.5 seconds nearly in the lead as we start another lap of the race. An impressive showing as Michael Dalton did get past Lord Farquhar there for 7th place at the final corner. And Joshua Turnbull, he's closing down on this group, only a second behind them. And he's just set the fastest lap of the race, a 45.90. Impressive showing from Joshua there. Could make this 8-kart battle a 9-kart battle.
Yeah, it's 400th of a second quicker than Freddie Ingram, which just goes to show how quickly Freddie Ingram is going as well.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, isn't it? He just set his personal best time of the race. But yeah, Josh Turnbull smelling blood in the water. And who's that?
Jacob Jukes.
That move? That was Jacob Jukes in the 34. Really impressive on the 150 of Lizzie Mentier. So again, it's impossible to tell which one's that. Who's going to finish? Could it be anybody from 2nd all the way down to sort of 6th or 7th? They can finish in any of those order. Alexander Savinkov goes to the fastest lap, 45.5.
Lizzie Mentier slapped the curb at the final corner. They didn't get a great exit. Thought she could be overtaken up at Christmas Corner by Jessica White, but Jessica not quite getting the exit herself to go for the move. As you say, Alexander being very quick there in 3rd place, and here we look back to him, really pressuring 2nd place down the inside. Really late move on the brakes, but really, really nicely done there. Perfectly weighted.
Nice and clean, very decisive indeed. I love that from Savinkov on Timo Youngling. And, well, that hasn't even lost them any time. That's how clean that race was, that move was it? Because they haven't lost time to the likes of Jacob Jukes.
2 points ahead.
They do point ahead, yeah. You start to see those 2 little fights, and they're thinking, oh, come on, I can get involved in that.
Yeah.
But Jacob, you need to get gone. You need to get your head down and start doing it. But that's not going to help a move by Lizzie Mentier.
Yeah. Wasn't listening to Jacob Jukes asked to work together. Try and close up to the 2nd and 3rd place. As Jacob thought about it back down the inside, but Lizzie heavily defends there into Osiers. Trying to get up to the top 3 themselves. Of course, remember, this is the A final. Top 3 here do get some silverware to take home with them. Currently looking good for Freddie Ingram. 20 seconds on the clock as he crosses the line. So we start the penultimate lap of the race here in the Junior Max A final. Still lots of pressure being felt by Savinkov. He made a lovely move, as we were saying. He does have the fastest lap of the race, but does still have Timo Youngling company all down the inside. A late move from, that's from Jessica White down the inside at Christmas Corner. Jacob Jukes relegated to 6th place.
Yeah, it was a very nice move, wasn't it, by the number 37, Jessica White. And really mixing it in amongst this top lot. It's any one of these. It just ends up who you have your fights with, don't you? Otherwise, any one of these, it could be a victory battle, couldn't it? But it's ended up 5th or 6th. That's how evenly matched all these Junior Max A final graduates are. And we're going to go on to the final lap of the race. There we go, Freddie Ingram starting it. You can see the last lap.
Black flag for Timo Youngling.
Oh, it is.
Black flag.
It is. There's contact warning for Timo Youngling a couple of minutes ago, about 5 minutes ago. So that is now a fully fledged black flag. He's had
I think it's
warnings.
multiple contacts.
Yeah, he has had 2 warnings, hasn't he? So he's now got a black flag, and he's still, I don't know whether he hasn't seen it, because he's still fighting. And normally, if you get a black flag, you just go slowly and pull over to the side. But He's still in the thick of it, just behind Savinkov, and doesn't want to let Lizzie Melier get poked.
Oh, we tried that. He's got contact! Contact! Off goes to 16 of Savinkov just after Youngling gets a black flag. He then causes an incident on the last lap. I don't know what they're going to think about that one, but here comes Freddie Ingram. What a race from Freddie Ingram. Controlled it. Domination. What a win in the Junior Max A final. Who's going to be there in second, though? It's Lizzie Mentier. 2 girls on the podium, Lizzie Mentier in second and Jessica White in third. Once again, what a race.
Yeah, I tell you, I said that any of the battles for 5th place could have been a battle for the race lead. All of them deserve to be on that podium, Freddie Ingram especially on the top step. But I tell you, I'd be scared if I was Timo Youngling right now. He'll come away with points, but I don't think they'll be championship points that way. He's at the risk, I think, after being shown multiple contact warning flags and then a black flag, to not pull over and to then try and make moves forward.
Yeah, you've got to assume innocent until proven guilty that he didn't see the black flag board on the last lap. However, I know you're in a big battle over second place, but you've still got to be aware of that big board.
I was going to say there's not seeing it. That's whenever I've said that's not been an excuse, but that way.
No, it's not an excuse. You anyway, have to look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's up
it
to the
is what it
stewards
is.
to decide, but
yeah, it's not on us. It's not on us. Right, let's run you through the finishing order of that one then. Freddie Ingram, what a win for him. Lizzie Mentier and Jessica White rounded out that podium. Then it was Michael Dalton in 4th. What a race through for him. Jacob Dukes in 5th. Lord Farquhar in 6th. What a fantastic result for him there. Joshua Turnbull in 7th. And Timo Youngling ended up in 8th after that incident, but I'm not sure. Well, I mean, he was black flag, so I think he'll be discounted from the results there. Zach Heslop was behind in 9th and Luca Magni 10th. Alfie Richards 11th. Alexander Savinkov after getting taken out on that last lap.